माझ दिवस भन्ने सपनामा हाँसेको हाँसेको गरेर
आज?
राति जहिले हाँसेको हाँसेको म सपना
What the fuck, man? I would not want to sleep with you.
के गर्नु सोल्टी नि रियल लाइफमा हाँस्न पाइएन अब सपनामा त हाँस्ने हो नि Isn't that sad?
Sit to the sit. Sit.
सपनामा नि त्यो खुसीले हाँसेको होइन क्या के हो मेरो जिन्दगी भनेर बिल्ला उडाउँदै हाँसेको हो क्या आफूले
I love that song,
right.
man. Anyways.
Yeah, are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
You ready? 1, 2, 3. Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of A Drink with
MERI
and Mina. Today I have a classic cup of tea.
I've got a cup of water, a tumbler of water, and it says "Ain't no basic bitch." It's from a boynie that she gave it to me. Thank you very much.
Oh god. And I am nibbling on custard cream. It's too early in the morning, so we couldn't be bothered to make like a board.
Or are we getting poor?
Don't reveal that.
Oh snap! Jokes. Yeah, biscuit and tea and custard creams. You can't go wrong with that. Do you remember a biscuit like this in Nepal? Pineapple biscuit.
Oh my god!
You know that?
Pineapple cream.
Oh my god! When I went to Nepal, I got so many of those pineapple creams. I think I gave you some. Thought it's
no, you did not.
I did. I gave you a green pack. You
actually, yes, you did.
See, राम्रो कुरा त कहाँ याद आउँछ त नि? I got everyone the pack. I think I gave you all कसैलाई त दिए नि दिएन होला because it was like pandemic ko बेलामा so.
Because we're special, innit?
It was very lovely, by the way. Pineapple biscuits. Oh, they are gorgeous.
Oh god. Anyway, moving on from pineapple biscuits and your podcast by if MERI doesn't talk about one type of food, podcast is not complete.
I think we should change the name. Okay?
A snack with MERI. And Mina चाहिँ तल झुक्दिरहेको हुन्छ नि.
Well, you snack too.
Yeah.
See, there you go then. You can't just say it's me.
Right. Before my nose gives up, I would like to introduce the topic of today. Joldo Boldo.
Since MERI forgot what the topic was.
Yeah.
I literally came to the studio and said, "What's the topic for the day?" She's like, "Okay, I'll introduce it to you and them."
So, the classic, I think everybody's talking about it now. The abortion laws in the US.
Oh my god, yes.
So, if anybody out there who has not kept up with the news, so the US, the Supreme Court has decided that the Roe versus Wade case that was a precedent case in 1973, that made abortion legal at the federal level. So that kind of introduced like the trimester system. So basically, a woman would have no questions asked abortion in the first trimester. And then second trimester, the government would have some say in whether she can or cannot have abortion. Third trimester, definitely no, unless you're trying to save the mother's life. So that was kind of like, I would say, a fair system. But now, the Supreme Court and most of these Supreme judges were Republican elected. So they have said Roe versus Wade, it's gone out the window now. They have reversed this precedent case. So usually law history to reverse a precedent case, it's quite rare.
Yeah.
So once that case is set in stone, every other law is like kind of dependent on it. Nah, it's apparently quite rare and it's been done. So now, as soon as the thing passes, of almost half of the states in the US, I think last time I read the news, it was 26 states. 26 states have these trigger laws in place that would automatically make abortion illegal once the law passes. So it's all drafted, so all they need to do is pass it and then make it that, and then that means half the US, the abortion will be illegal. So
And
it will be.
It's America as well. It's a huge country.
Yeah.
So half of America, you're talking a lot of people.
Exactly.
And the fact that these women are just born. Okay, if the baby was like, your negligence, I know, all in that spectrum, okay, but what if you were raped? What if you were raped and you were like in shock that you couldn't even come out of it? You're gonna have to have that child and then remind you every single day whilst the child is growing. Like, got the hate get the child there.
This is gonna boil your blood, really. Rapes, no exception. Incest, no exception. So basically, what if this passes? What it says is that it will be down to each state to make their own law about abortion. So it's not on the federal level, okay?
Who the fuck in the right mind? There was no input of any woman in this. There wasn't.
I think one of the Supreme Justice was a woman.
Fucking psycho bitch, man. Like, you were the one person that could have obviously at least put something out there.
Yeah.
And you failed us.
Yeah.
You failed at the entire humanity. You failed the entire
gender.
womanhood. You failed us. We do not class you as a woman anymore.
But before you say that, I don't know whether she voted for or against, because majority was for.
I feel like if in a room of 99 men, if there's only one female, then you can't
you
really
are gonna
make
get
noise.
you are gonna get overpowered. And if you actually agreed with them, then that's even worse.
That's even worse. But I believe, to my God, that she was against it. But if she was, then
I would
I'm
be
really
surprised
sorry.
if she wasn't. Yeah.
Further.
Yeah. So basically, it will now be down to each state to decide their own abortion laws.
Oh,
Yeah.
Man, God bless America.
I mean, this is one of the things that's being considered. Okay. So democratic states, or let's say they've already said, "Ki we are still gonna keep it legal."
Yeah.
So if you need to travel to us, so a woman can travel to another state where the abortion is legal. But the thing is, if we're talking about who this law is affecting in real life, but for well-off people, it's never gonna be a problem. Back in the days when abortion wasn't even legal, rich people could have done it. Like, they could afford to do it illegally and get away with it. The people who actually get abortions are like the ones who, can't afford a baby, or who don't want a baby, who, basically the underprivileged, disadvantaged women. Hey, so if you need to travel to another state to get an abortion, like, that's added cost. And plus, once the abortion is made illegal, it's not going to be covered by the state, the cost. So they have to pay for the abortion out of their own pocket and travel to another state. So, like, barriers to actually getting it done. Okay?
Can I just say how privileged we are in the UK?
Oh, yeah.
Because I worked for, I'm a support worker, so I work with kids who are underprivileged, and then social services and whatnot. There are so many opportunities in this country that you can milk out of the government. It's ridiculous. Okay?
Yeah.
So every time you ever, think of the UK, the country is not doing enough, like, they're probably one of the best out there if you want to milk the resources that you need to in child services, especially when there's under 16. Oh my God, you're like, you can milk literally anything out of them. Okay?
Yeah.
And imagine those people who are like used to the government paying for everything in America.
Yeah.
Having 8. Oh, I'm done.
There you go. So now, it's almost like putting food in front of you, but then, and they're like, oh, you can eat it if you can get to it, but then chaining you to the wall and saying, oh, try it, type of. Like, honestly, like, imagine kid, they're already going through hardships and they can't afford an abortion. Now they have to go have all this extra added cost to go. It's gonna be one of those impossible things, isn't it?
So that way, I know. Okay, so now the abortion's illegal in America, half the America. So
It's going to be. It's going to be.
So it's going to be.
Yeah.
So half of the things that you can prevent it is all these contraception methods, I know. And every contraception method is 99.9% accurate. Okay? So if you're the unlucky 0.1% and you actually get pregnant, you really don't have a choice, despite the fact that you actually took all the precautions. How fucked up is that it's my body and I don't get to decide what I want.
So this is where the effed off part comes, right? You're gonna be like, how is this happening? So one of the Supreme Judges, Clarence Thomas, but he also said we should also reconsider cases that legalized sodomy basically like same-sex intercourse, any right to contraception between a married couple, and then exactly, and then same-sex marriage. So he said we should also reconsider these three cases that made right to contraception between a married couple legal, the case that made same-sex intercourse legal, and then the third case, same-sex marriage legal. Case we need to reconsider.
Let's get here. Who are you to decide what goes on my Tesco fucking basket? Like if I put a condom or not, are you gonna check like if I'm married or not? The certificate announcer there. Like, oh my god, like okay, so when this same-sex marriage was like a huge issue in the Middle East, Arabs, everyone had a problem about, we are not here, we are like 2020, 2021, now we are dealing with this stuff, whatnot. But now what have you done? Like America of all the countries?
Yeah.
I have no hope. I'm really sorry for you Americans out there that you have to live in a place like that. Where you're so much for you're the dictatorship boy, bro.
Almost.
I know. You know the dictator dictator. It's literally that. Like that is America for you.
Honestly. And they were like debating this, and I watched a few clips of this and that, and I've been watching it for a while now. And so if a woman gets raped, a child should not be killed because the father was the rapist, but the victim should suffer, no problem.
Okay, let me get this straight.
Women are punishing the child because the father was rapist.
Okay, so Becky, I'm sorry for Becky's out there, just the example. So Becky got raped. She's got a child in her tummy for 9 months, but at the same time Thomas went around raping 100 Beckys. But suddenly Thomas score 100 Beckys, but it should be born, but Thomas
can. He can. What they're saying is as soon as the fetus is fertilized, it will start having rights.
No, clearly don't if the fetus is woman, because they don't have rights. If the fetus is man, then you got rights. If you got woman, then sorry, mate.
I'm glad that they can't tell whether it's a girl or a boy at a fetus level.
Like, if the fetus
at the fertilization level,
that's mad. So if I'm pregnant, God forbid, if I'm pregnant with a child in America, they make the child listen to some music and stuff. I might as well just tell the child like, never get pregnant.
You have no right.
You have no right. You can't abort a baby.
Yeah.
That's madness.
They want to go on the incest pregnancy you can't abort. So if you, God forbid, if you get abused by your family member, then you're having that baby.
Fuck that shit, bro.
Yeah. And this is I'm just waiting for your reaction, right? So one of the things they were discussing was, say for example, a woman gets raped or abused by a family member. She wants to go on to another state and have abortion. The family members, the immediate family members of the rapist or whoever got her pregnant,
they need to approve?
No, they can sue her. They can sue her for damages.
I'm sorry, was the dick damage not enough? Was the dick damage not enough that they can do? Oh my God, God bless America, really.
Exactly. They're trying to make it so that they can sue her.
So, okay, as a woman, I know. What right do we have anymore?
What right do we have anymore? The thing is, name one law that dictates a man's body.
Exactly.
Name one law that dictates a man's body. Why are we dictating a woman's body?
Exactly. And it's my body, my problem, I know. Mine butter that I can eat, not I can eat. It's my choice.
Yeah.
So why does it have to be like, I believe like husband and wife, if sometimes you don't really want kids neither, and they abort the child, then I feel like the woman always should have more percentage of the say than the man, because at the end of the day, she's going through it a lot more than he does. Fair enough, he has a say as well because they in it together. But how does this whole state, the higher up Supreme Court, who don't even know you personally, dictate what you're going to be and dictating your future? So what am I supposed to tell the young girls that's growing up now? Oh, sorry, you can't.
Can I just say, like, if any men in our audience are like, oh, but it's our baby as well, and like, I'm sorry, but in pregnancy, I don't care about raising the child or later on, latter half of the life, but in pregnancy, you contribute a little, but that's it. Like, there's no equality in pregnancy, okay?
Pregnancy,
a woman does the most.
In pregnancy, I'm really sorry, all you contributed was the semen. And that was very short as well. Like,
and when a woman is suffering, you're probably on the side, you're like,
that's it.
But you're not going through it.
You're not going through it. Do you know what? We need to sign a petition for men whose wife are pregnant, carry a fucking watermelon in the belly everywhere they go while it.
Everywhere they go, so imagine the back pain that you're going through.
And your chest grows as well.
Yes, exactly, all the weight that you're going to
and the hormones, oh my God.
And when you sleep, you're not going to be sleeping with a fucking watermelon on your belly. You're going to be sleeping on the side. And God forbid, if you're a person who sleeps on your back, that's it. No more. You have to change your habits. You have to change your life around.
Game over. 9 months. Yeah, but you need following few months, you won't be able to sleep.
Yeah, and let alone your career gets stopped. You get behind in your promotions in jobs.
And it's the career promotions, it's the like, that's actually far away in my opinion. Simple things like tying shoelaces, you can't do.
Basic things.
You can't do like basic things. Okay? And then you're telling me you have an equal say.
Only labor, let's not even go in the labor. Like,
no, I'm very furious
that's like
today.
Untouchable.
We really chose violence recording this at 9 a.m. in the morning. This is my set tone for the day. I am on a violence mode now. I honestly, I don't know why I had no expectations of this outcome, to be fair, because it's just America. You're just like, okay, what else?
Things are getting more and more ridiculous.
I know. So I was watching this documentary the other day, FLDR ko bare mein,
what's FLDR?
So it's like a group. Okay. So basically, in Netflix, there's a documentary called Keep Sweet, Keep Quiet. It's something K1. I'm not quite sure on the title, but it's four episodes. Oh, you've got to watch it. So this family, in this group in America, you're married off to this prophet. Okay? I know.
Okay.
So prophet, pastor, whatever, like the prophet, pastor, the head of church,
the
whatever.
father. Yeah.
So you're married. All the kids are married to him. Okay. So let's say,
no matter what age.
Or he's got freaking like 30 wives. Yeah.
But wait, hang on a sec. Married as in married in paper and married in rituals, or like physically married as well? Like, do they practice the?
Yeah. It is disgusting. So they've got Ilta Kita. So that's just common. I know.
Wait, boys and girls?
No.
Oh, okay.
And then there'll be so many women around you.
So all the women that are married to, but not the boys.
No, and then they like give birth, obviously, and then there'll be so many. But it's so common in that society, like.
Wait. So a mother and a daughter can have the same husband.
Yeah, you can. It's disgusting. It is actually disgusting.
And they sleep with the...
Yeah. So you know what they do apparently? It's nighttime. He stays there, so everyone comes and kisses him and go goodbye. Get like wife number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a long queue. And mothers actually...
chill.
This is so disgusting. This is how fucked up it is. Mothers actually want to give their children to him. Apparently, it's like... It's like, you know, hamle punya kamako types, but they have this thing called something. So they would be like, don't do anything, don't do nothing, so you get their type, okay? And then the children, oh my god, you need to watch it. Like, it's very much relevant to this. The laws, the government, they can't do anything because he's so high up there, no? And when he got sent to prison, his wives would come one by one, and then they are like so in him, yeah. They're like so in him. And then they would take the children away, the mom away. Everyone would dress the same, the pastel-y colors.
Yeah.
And they had like massive acres and acres of land. I'm telling you, almost like a city. And there'd be hundreds of people living there. So they had 500 kids. So exactly to my point, Thomas can be given 500 kids, whereas Becky can be only having one child at that moment. And 9 months back.
Even that one child would be heavy.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's just not him. That's the whole community. Yeah. So the main character, who was actually, obviously he's the main character. He's the main whatever. But the ladies who were speaking, their father had 13 other children as well. Okay. So there were children downstairs, children upstairs, 2 wives. It's just so up. And this is not long ago. Okay. This is like literally 2019, 18.
Sorry, but who is funding all this?
Oh, fuck.
Are they all working and giving the money to him?
So basically, they've got huge land. So they're like self-sufficient. They all work. They all do everything. Yeah. But it is... so even the police, the local authority, they can't do anything because half of them believe in him. And the other half who don't, they just got rejected.
I'm really sorry, but money talks, doesn't it?
Yeah,
if you have money, like laws don't matter, consequences don't matter.
It really don't.
This is the same with abortion. Like well-off people, they have been getting abortions from the days when the abortion was illegal. Like now as well, they can bloody get in their private jet, go over somewhere, and then afford to do it.
And okay, so when the sheriff officers and they all found out and took him to prison, whatnot, and then they told them to take the children away because obviously you've got to protect the children, right? There were buses, I'm telling you, American buses to take the kids. There was that many children, and the father told the ladies to cry in the media, saying they've taken my child so that all the children would come back. And the women did, because they didn't know anything. They are so sheltered. That is the only thing they know.
They're so brainwashed into thinking that is normal, and no matter what, they should be protecting him, and everybody else out there is their enemy, or like they're not gonna do anything good to you.
You know, to this day, it still exists. Yeah. Oh. So moms have come out from the FLDR community, but her 8 kids are still there, because they believe that. Oh. It is so disgusting. And apparently the father has been raping all these young girls out there. So think of the trauma of all these people, and the people who got out, the girls who got out, they are back to normal life. Like they work in restaurants and bars and whatnot because they have no other experience in life. Yeah. Because they weren't allowed to go out of the community, right?
Exactly.
So your friends were literally your sisters or sister wives ones, okay?
Yeah.
That many wives that they call sister wives. It's so disgusting.
That's how you condition a person, isn't it? Like take away everything, make them as dependent, like cut off everything from her so that she's solely dependent on you. And even if she tries to get out, she doesn't have the means to.
The level of abuse in this community is ridiculous. Like if you're a woman or even a man who's like feminist, who supports feminism, you should watch it. Like honestly, this is as blood boiling as the whole abortion thing in America.
So this father, this is just one person, right?
Yeah. So he dies,
He dies.
And
Who
then
inherits?
I think this brother or this son. I'm not quite sure. And then he's like, oh boy, sabi wives mero type, okay. So you can give your wife.
I'm gonna say. So somebody who he used to be calling mother is now his wife because his dad died.
Technically. And orko kura is like, so if you do something wrong, so suppose you and I are married, yeah?
Yeah.
If you do something wrong that pisses them off, they can evacuate you, okay? And so the wife and kids are the fathers now, okay? So your wife and kids will be married off to someone else, okay? No choice. They haven't asked the husband or the wife. They're just allocated like a property, okay?
They want to go, what's the difference between her, the woman's, and wow, English. The women and the property then?
No, we are property. In that community, we are property.
Do as you please, no?
So so you are like, so I left you, you're literally being transported, shipped like that, okay?
That's slavery, isn't it?
It literally is. Only all the girls have to wear pastel colors. Only, oh my god, to the point that the hair has to be restored, okay? On the advertisement, they'd only put out how to make your hair like this, because the pastor or the father liked the hair done like that, and then braided is the ulto and loose braid. So every one of his wives or the girls in there, they have to have the same hairstyle, uniform, yeah.
I said like, ugh.
And it's still existing now. Get it now, like right now to this minute, like, it still exists.
Doesn't surprise me. Like, does not surprise me. The shit that goes down in America, and that's not even in the main media. Like, people have to make documentaries to know about these communities that exist. No?
This. Oh my god! I watched the four series. I know. I'm usually a binge watcher. You know that. I'm not a very movie fan. I like shows, documentaries, and the longer the better.
Yeah.
I could not watch this game. I had to take so many breaks in between. It's ridiculous. I was like pissed off. And I was like, no, I need to get through this. I need to know the end. I was like so pissed off. Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna watch it. Oh
You'd love it. You get so pissed off. I'm watching it with Divas.
Yeah.
It's like, don't watch it at nighttime when you want to fall asleep though, because like you get so charged up.
Oh god. Anyway, so apparently, yeah, you know, your incest. I mean, just but these guys are not gonna even get abortion, no? Whether it's legal or illegal.
They just want more the merrier.
Exactly. But this is this is the most ridiculous part, no? So you can't even allow abortions for ectopic pregnancy, right? So everybody out there,
ectopic pregnancy?
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say everybody out there who doesn't know what ectopic pregnancy is when it gets fertilized outside the womb. So the fetus has no chance of surviving. So what happens is the women will go through miscarriage. Tara, like, I've worked in a gynecology, a gynae ward. I've seen women who have come in with ectopic pregnancy, and I've seen them have a miscarriage throughout the night, bleed throughout the night little by little, and every time they bleed, every time I have to hold their hand to take them to the toilet, they've broken down basically.
Yeah.
So a woman is already going through that. Never mind the pain. You're in so much pain. You've got the news that your child is not going to survive, whether you want the pregnancy or not. Plus, you're going to have to go through this miscarriage. And the bloody thing is, if the ectopic pregnancy ruptures, which they do sometimes, or I don't know what the risks are, but they do quite often. If the ectopic pregnancy ruptures, you're basically bleeding, and you're at risk of infection. You're at risk of dying, basically.
Yeah.
So an ectopic pregnancy has to be managed, right from the start. Okay. As soon as you find out that ectopic pregnancy, it's an ectopic pregnancy, it has to be managed right from the start. Okay, because it's that dangerous to a woman's life. So even if you come into A&E saying I am like ectopic pregnant, abortion ko kura chaina. So I was reading this post from a nurse, I don't know, I think this was in America. So apparently a lady who came in through A&E was in so much pain and was like bleeding a little bit. Anna, died in A&E. And the doctors had to all night go through lawyers to make sure that it was legal to abort. Ani, all while they were getting all that consultation from the lawyers, this lady was waiting, suffering in pain. And in the end, after hours of that, her ectopic pregnancy, it ruptured. So she was bleeding and they had to rush her to, theaters. So a woman's life is being risked because the doctors, bless them, they did try to help, right? Like they were consulting with lawyers, like what are my consequences?
But I get it, like doctors go license are in the line as well.
Yeah. So if they don't follow, then they can lose license. They can even get imprisoned for like 99 years, okay, something along the line. Like
might as well just say lifetime, bro.
Yeah, lifetime basically.
Oh my god, this actually is disgusting. Like the woman ko life nahi hoy na ke. You do not have fucking say in anything at this point. Like she can't even say I want to live ke. It's
the irony is they're saying we're saving a life that's in you, but they're not saving the life that's bringing them out there.
Yeah, so she can't even say I want to live, I want this out of my body. I'm not saying the child is like, doesn't have feelings, whatever. Literally, yeah. It's just because someone else is deciding it.
To be honest, if it's very early pregnancy, that doesn't have any feelings. I'm sorry, but why is a woman's life being deprioritized for a fetus's life? A fetus doesn't have feelings. A fetus doesn't have, like, it can't even choose what it wants and what it doesn't want. Maybe that fetus doesn't want to come into this world.
I mean, clearly the fetus doesn't have a choice because the mom doesn't have a choice at this point. So that child is born by default.
Saving life. Exactly. Like, the child does not have a say in whether he wants to live or not.
So now what happens? Now okay, like, let's say the consequences, boy, all that, or it's happening. So now the suicide rates are going to be high. So what are they going to do about it? So now every Tom, Dick and Harry is just going to make any Becky pregnant.
Yeah.
And Becky's are just going to suicide because that's easier than aborting a child and going through all that stress. And what?
The consequences are going to be, one, obviously you have no say over your body. Two, people who can afford to go to another state and have the baby aborted, they're going to look for other means, back alley abortions, which may or may not be safe.
Yep.
Which probably most of the time is not even safe. So they're going to be looking for abortions in the black market. Like in Philippines, because abortion is illegal, you get pills in the black markets and it's not even safe. And so you don't know what you're getting. You're going to get scammed if you're just getting sold any other pill. And so that's they money. Like, women are going to risk their lives to get illegal abortions, like in the back alleys. And this was this doctor who is now the president of the Obs and Gynae board of America. He was so pissed. You know what he said? Like, it's basically an attack on, one, body autonomy. So a woman does not have a say in what her body. Second of all, it's an attack on patient safety. So the women are gonna go and get abortions at a very risky place, at a very unhygienic place, I don't know where they're gonna go get it. It's gonna be back in the old days where you're getting pulled out things from your body. And then he also said it affects health equity in that country because rich are going to be better off in terms of health services. The poor are not going to get all the services, the health service that they should have access to. And then something else, he said one more thing which I can't remember, but he pointed out such nice topics, and it's like, why? And on top of that, okay, this girl was talking about like, she was explaining quite like, toilet se thik panis type ko, you know, that video. She was like, as soon as I get pregnant, I don't qualify for child benefit. I don't qualify for child support from the father until it's born. So if I'm pregnant, no matter how long I've been pregnant for, and if somebody else assaults me, that person is not going to get charged for child abuse. So why are we considering this as a child?
Exactly.
Why? God, honestly.
No, it's true. Okay, like whatever she said, I 110% more than that agree, because this child is not even being born. And this choice some women just don't have choice on being pregnant. They're just like, oh my God.
I just want to clarify one thing. When we are saying abortion, we're not talking about babies who have all formed up and are in the latter stage of the pregnancy. So in the UK, you can only abort up to, I think up to 13 weeks, 14 weeks, weeks pregnancy, someone say you can abort. No questions asked. Like, I mean, you do get consultations. They do ask you why you want to abort. They do try and give you other types of support instead of abortion. They do try your best. But at the end, if you decide to abort, it's your choice. You do. So certain weeks, someone say abort gonna pauncha. त्यसपछि, when you're in the latter stage of the pregnancy, you can only abort if the mother's life is going to be in danger. So we're not talking about aborting a fully grown child here. Let's not even get into that.
Even then, if it's a fully grown child, I mean, it is quite like, you know, like, I'm a human instinct, matter demoralizing, whatever, whatnot. But if the mom doesn't want it, if she can't help the child, if she can't keep the child, that's her choice at the end of the day.
Exactly.
My opinion is our child rather not be born than be born into a shitty environment. Because even if the child is born, the child doesn't have a quality of life. The child, like, if the child is born in deprivation, what is the point in that? Because I've seen way too much of that. I really don't need another child to be born in this city. So, oh my God, this you know what? This has actually boiled my head to the roof today. It's so...
The thing that annoys me is everything that happens in America affects the rest of the world. It does affect it.
Now, it's going to be like a domino effect here. Other countries are going to reconsider this shit because they're like, oh, if
reconsider. I wouldn't be surprised if in the UK anti-abortion protests are going to happen. I won't be surprised. I swear to God, if they try to make abortion illegal in this country, I'm going to every protest out there. Like, I am going to every protest out there.
I'm with you. We're going to go everywhere.
Exactly.
Like, we'll full fucking swing with watermelon in bellies who fucking has. No.
Exactly. Honestly, it's really...
I mean,
pisses me off.
I don't have any hope for UK either. Come on, Brexit happened, so let's just try to deal with the consequences. Because earlier COVID and all the shenanigans have sort of like swept Brexit under the carpet, and it's slowly finally to reveal. So if this abortion thing happens, I literally have no hope for the UK either. Because you think the people here think one way, but you work the other way. I honestly wouldn't be surprised.
Honestly, Brexit was one of the things that really, really showed the true head and the true face of this country, didn't it?
I mean, it's true face of the country, you know, like, it's the people that you knew. Like, it's not. It's not even as the whole country. Let's just not that. It's the community that you had, and all our community, especially.
The immigrant community.
They thought it was a fucking great idea. Okay, I'm just like, bro.
It's like, why have you been brainwashed into thinking? I know a few mamas that voted for Brexit because they thought, oh, it will create more jobs for us so that the immigrants from the Europe won't come in and take our jobs. And I'm like, are you kidding me? There
was an auntie that I had a heated discussion with. Okay, this is like when a Brexit conversation was starting. I think I was still in uni. And I was in break room at lunch break because I was working, you know. And she so told me that she voted Brexit out very proudly. And I'm like, why are you proud of that? And then she said to me, houses are going to be cheaper. And I told her...
That's not how it works.
And I told her, do you realize your kids are not even gone to uni yet? So do you realize what the future is going to be like if it's Brexit out? And do you realize houses are cheaper? Are you having a laugh? UK is going to have to import every single thing, taxed and vatted, every single thing now because of Brexit. Like, you work in a catering industry, so you know what products. No products come into the UK that we imported in the catering industry that was from UK labeled. Okay. Oh, sorry, potatoes. Yeah, potatoes was there. Apart from that, no, hun.
Honestly, like, but it scares me how easily people can get brainwashed into it, though.
That's how it is. Like, politics, everything is like that. Like, the reason why there's community is so you can brainwash that community easily. Okay? And they are like your peasants and they go preach. This is why the sense of belonging is so important in person, and why it's ingrained in us that so much we have to think as a community ever since we were children. Okay?
You know what they say, like, democracy is for the people, by the people, of the people, but the people are stupid.
I mean, come on,
I wouldn't say people are stupid, that people are manipulated, people are controlled, the way people are thinking are like, they're so conditioned that they think it's right.
Yeah, like, you know, all these conspiracy theories are there. Why are they called conspiracy theories? Why can't, do you know what I mean? Like, why have you got to, it's the world, like, why can't you just have the opinion since day one? Like, why are you conditioned to, you know, have the rat race? Like, you've got to be A, B, and C to have this opinion. And if you're not A, B, and C, your opinions are undervalued, undermined. You're basically insignificant. Yeah. You know?
I personally feel conspiracy theories should be renamed as alternative thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, obviously, they're saying conspiracy theories because it's not proven yet as fact, but also at the same time there are so many barriers to proving it right and proving it as fact. I'm not saying all conspiracy theories out there, every conspiracy theory out there is true, because some conspiracy theories are very stupid, but I have looked at some conspiracy theories that do make sense.
Yeah, and it's more like life, every time you have what ifs, right? So those are the bigger picture of what ifs. And I think those documentaries and everything that's coming out now is very helpful for passive audience who like to believe everything that is on the news is great, because it's not. I feel like the whole reason why I didn't pursue my journalism career that I wanted for myself when I was younger was I found out that everything is filtered by the BBC, that the news gets portrayed in this country. And I was just not it. I'm not here for it. I don't want to be a part of.
More importantly, who is filtering it?
Like,
who are actually the guys in BBC that are filtering it? They're mostly men, aren't they? The inequality of men and women in media and journalism as well. Even in Nepal, they had a whole issue about why there was such a small amount of women as journalists, whereas there was like a whole amount of, you know. And as much as men try and support Arsana, you are never going to fully understand a woman's issues.
Yes, you're never going to fully impossible.
Impossible.
And the men who want to support us is very as well, very low, okay? Because half of the men, they're only trying to impress the other half of the men so they can proceed forward in their career ladder, whatnot, be more significant, you know, make sure that they're important. That's just part of male ego, right? Like, it just kind of goes hand in hand, okay? So as always, we are women, we are left behind, and America has proved us very well how
at the federal level. At the federal level, it's proved it.
The whole world is laughing, but are we though? Are we following the steps? You know, is it UK next? What next?
I swear to God, it's bloody. It really pisses me off.
Do you know, like, this democracy is so hypocrisy. Like, it's such a hypocrite thing to say, because within the democracy, there's still like dictatorships. Yeah, so you're technically just saying, massive like esto wema. Did people actually vote for this? Like, did the public even have a say? No, clearly not.
Because honestly, Hillary Clinton, when she, but I'm not saying I like her, I support her, no, but when she was campaigning, she pointed out that the government that's going to come in is going to elect supreme justices. And these are the people that are going to decide laws for years to come. And look at what happened. Like 6 out of the panel were elected by Republicans. And they're very, very, very Republican. Yeah?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying every Republican is bad, but the values
ones
that they hold as in general are very conservative. So they're very, like, I feel like it's almost anti-progress. Like, I feel like society is moving back.
No, we are. We are moving back. The more we learn about it, the more we do about it. Like, it's just like literally a slap on the face, yeah.
Oh,
it really is a big slap on the face.
Exactly.
I mean, slapping you're literally knocked down on the floor at this point.
And you still have no say. You can't even scream.
Say. Oh, what next? Like, okay, abortion ban. Now, what next are they gonna take away from us?
Like, don't even.
Are they gonna make us dress the same way? Are they gonna make us, like, us women have the same haircut, like the FLDRs?
You know what they're gonna go for? They're gonna go for gay marriage next. They're gonna go for gay marriage next. That's coming. Like, I'm not having it. If they try and make gay marriage illegal, I'm gonna go and protest. Like, Pride Month has just gone past. Like, you cannot. Honestly, all these years of protest, all these years of suffering, just so that it can be reversed later on, no? Like,
so what? Like, slavery is back now?
Yeah, obviously. Like, the thing that does not make sense is, like, the womb that the baby's gonna grow is mine. The time that it's gonna take for it to grow, the 9 months, is mine. The career and the time I lose is mine.
And the suffering that I have is yours.
The pussy that's gonna push out this life is mine. The fucking tear, 3rd degree tear, is mine. But I don't have a say in it. Like,
apparently you don't. And I love how this decision was not even out for the public to vote. Let's just say how dictatorship it is. It was not even out of the public to vote. They just made this decision. Done.
Oh my God.
Love America.
Honestly,
absolutely love America.
As I was doing the research, you know how you're doing the research and you get same kind of, like, you get like videos and articles suggested to you. There was this guy who was ranking countries that are the safest or the most inclusive of women and women's rights, and the 5 countries, I wasn't surprised. The first one was Norway.
Norway is just elite of everything.
I know. These things make me want to move to Norway.
I think I'm sold because it's a cold country. Let's just start there. And beautiful views. I know.
You'll be cold, but you'll be protected, love.
No, but the cold boy, I don't like hot countries.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought you said I'm not moving there because it's cold. I forgot. I heard the other way around.
No, that country has a lot of pluses for me. Yeah. Carry on.
Yeah. Norway. Basically, top 3 were like Europe countries. Okay? Like Finland, Norway, like Iceland. Apparently, Iceland ranked so high in women's rights, especially pay. Apparently in Iceland, the company has to submit to the government what the salaries are so that they can look at and see if the women or men are getting paid equally.
I love it.
I know. Why not? The company has the legal requirement to submit it to the government to prove that they are paying men and women equally. Why is this not happening everywhere?
I mean, no hopes here. Like, even with the COVID situation, I know, Norway, Iceland, they managed it so well that they didn't have to. That pandemic, no boy, you know, okay? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People got COVID, but it was not a pandemic. Right? It was just like, okay, fucking deal with it.
Exactly. I mean, the what worries me more is that all these babies that are gonna be born because the abortion was not made, legal, is the government gonna look after them?
Huh? They won't care. Okay, in England, I can understand. The government looks after it anyway.
Even in England, if they are being able to look after them because they're not many, whatever. But if every girl in the country started popping out babies, the government is gonna go. It's skinned, but the government is our taxes are gonna go up. So you bring out a baby, but to raise that baby, you get child benefit from the government, but that child benefit comes through your taxes.
No, it's just gonna be given to it.
So you're fucked from front and back.
No, England, I think when it is most likely chances that England might do something to do with it as well, because now the immigrant office they've gone tighter with all these kids that are coming, like shipping, cargoing and stuff.
Seeking asylum.
Yeah, so they're asylum seekers. They've gone to Wanda, wherever. So they are getting tighter because the government is getting poorer, but they're still leeching off us though.
Yeah.
We're still paying so many taxes.
Yeah. Raise the taxes because apparently they spend too much on NHS.
Did we ask for it?
Yeah. Tax the rich. Why don't they tax the rich?
Exactly.
And then that bloody Conservative Party, they had such a big party, they basically corrupted millions and millions out, but they spent like millions in taking this to the court, and they spent millions in actually prosecuting them. Last month, how much was the fine? 50 quid, wasn't it?
I honestly, it's total petty BS. Petty, okay, like
petty BS, but at another level.
millions at stake. And then okay, let me just get me started. They say we haven't got money, and I just go like, but Queen could Jubilee go like the money like fucking airplanes coming.
Did she need that much your celebration?
I get it. Okay, God save the Queen, whatever. But like, I mean, Titi Lama song, yeah, fair enough. We got extra bank holiday, whatever. But was it worth raising my taxes? Probably not.
Doesn't have money to feed the poor. Doesn't have money to help homeless people. Doesn't have money to help women who are running away from domestic abuse situation. Doesn't have money to help males who are single. And apparently are not so vulnerable, so they're gonna be homeless, so that's fine.
Doesn't have funding for the police, but you've got funding to send the soldiers to a Ukraine war. Can I just say that? Police, like I make police reports on day-to-day basis. The police they don't have time to come because it's not as important or significant.
They don't have the resources.
Only China police. But somehow, the war, you've got...
Suddenly, there's money coming out when it comes to war.
Yeah.
Like, America bloody spends the amount of money that they spend in military and buying arms, it's more than the next, how many, 30, 40 countries combined, okay? But suddenly, when it comes to raising a child, they don't have money. So, this comedian was doing a video a few years back, and he said conservatives... they care until a child is in the womb, right?
Yeah.
But as soon as the child comes out to the world, they stop caring about that child, okay? And they only restart caring about the child when the child is old enough to join the military, okay? How true is that?
Bloody true, mate. That is what literally it is right now, no? Oh, I can't. I mean, God help Britain. At this point,
I swear to God.
Who's next? Okay, but America is done. Who's next?
What's next as well?
What's next as well? Because America is such an inspiration for the entire world, being a first world country. First world, living the American dream, as you call it. I don't know at this point.
American dream, if you can make it.
Yeah.
If you don't make it, then they don't talk about that.
Data.
You're not allowed to talk about that.
Oh my days, man.
Oh my god. Anyway, yo kurata, like, the more you discuss it, the more things pop out from the magic hat. Okay?
And the
You
more
can't-
pissed off you're gonna get, and the more brain cells you're gonna die. You are going to question your entire existence. As a man, as a woman, let's not even get started. The topic was already a question to our existence, like why? So this is, I think this goes back to the whole. There's this song in Hindi, kunze movie ko tha chha, but it's just like ugly janam mohe bitiya no hui next generation. I don't want to be a girl. So this is literally what is going through right now, and
like, you know, growing up, as you realize what kind of restrictions a woman has in this society, you do become, oh my god, you do question sometimes, why was I born a girl? I had it growing up once,
well, I tell you why I was born a girl. Yes, that too.
Yeah.
But if I ever get pregnant and if I ever have a child, I'm scared to give birth to a girl. Because I do not want her to go through whatever I've been through. Modeling still going, you want to protect your cub, right? So I know the dangers are out there for women. So I'm shit scared that if I ever get pregnant, I almost don't want it to be a girl, okay, for that reason. Okay?
It's a worry, isn't it? Because no matter how much you try and protect your child, you cannot protect it 24/7. You cannot keep her locked in the house and be like, oh, she's safe.
That's against her rights. And if she's safe and if she actually goes out from the house, like for fire or whatever reason, she doesn't know where to go. Because she's not street smart, because you sheltered her so much, right?
Exactly.
And you want to let her go out there, but you cannot sleep at night thinking what's happening to my daughter, okay? Because the world is so disgusting and this out there.
And, you know, if something happens to her, you may fight, but if she's not protected at the law level, at the legal level, you can't do anything about it.
It's insignificant, okay?
Exactly.
So, I'm generally very, like, shit scared for that reason, to have kids. God. And if it's a woman, I would love it. Like, we can do all the girly things together, whatnot. That's the bright side of the things, right? But reality, what you have to deal with every day, like, that's too much.
And I think that is when men also understand, when it comes to their daughter, they understand the things that women go through.
Yeah, because they've been doing the same to the women. So dads are the biggest cock blocks of life because they know what they've been doing.
Dads, brothers,
only
they are the biggest cock blocks in life because they know what men really are like.
Exactly.
Isn't it?
So for that reason. Okay, with that having said, do watch that documentary on Netflix. Pray Sweet something. It just boils your head. And this whole abortion thing in America. What's next? Who's next? The questions are up there. But if there is ever the UK government ever decides to even plant a seed of doubt in our head, I hope you're out there with us to protest, because we ain't having this shit. Because if transport can cause a whole week of train lines being closed in London, and
women can go on strike too.
People can work from London from home. I don't care. We're going. All these nurses should come out. The patient might be dying, but that's that level of adverse effect we should have on this matter. Because if not us, who then? Oh, what a beautiful ending.
Boy, enough for today. Right, we'll see you next time.
Bye bye.